Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Our today's video is about the new Oxford Modern English Book 6. I'll start with the first lesson, which is a poem. Already I've sent this poem as it is in one of the FSC books. So let's start with it. Page number 2, Mother to Son. Now the first thing that has been given to you is words to know. A climbing, ain't, informal, has not. Crystal, a high quality clear colorless glass. Honey, here, a term, endearment, dear, sweetie, darling. Eyes, a non-standard way of saying I have. Kinder, kind of. Landings, the flat area without steps where a stairway takes a turn. Sit down, stop or rest. Splinters, sharp, slender pieces of wood broken off from the main body. Tacks, short nails with a flat head used for holding down a carpet or something. Now let's start reading the poem. The poet of this poem is Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare, but all the time, is been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you turn your back, don't you set down to the steps, 'cause you find it's kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I'll see still going. Honey, I see still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Now something about the poet. Langston Hughes was born in 1902 and he died in 1967. He was an American novelist, playwright, and short story writer. Hughes also wrote columns for newspapers and is perhaps best known for his poetry, jazz poetry, which is all about rhythm and improvisation and which employs the use of repetitive phrases just like jazz music. Through his uplifting poems, Hughes wished to show that his people, that is the African Americans, were valuable and had much to offer to the country. His poetry reflects the diversity of African Americans within the USA and emphasizes their pride and identity. In this poem, Hughes puts himself in the place of a mother speaking to her son with words of encouragement. The poem was written in 1922. Moving on, the exercises are here. Understanding the poem, answer the following question. Who is speaking in the poem and to whom are the words addressed? A mother is speaking to her own son. What does the speaker compare her life with? The speaker compares her life with all the problems that she had been facing. She is comparing it to a staircase where she is saying that the staircase is not very comfortable. It's not a crystal stair. It has tacks, splinters, boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. That is, it is bare and it is a hard climb. What does the speaker encounter on the stairs? The speaker encounters lots of tacks, splinters that hurt her feet, boards are torn, and there is no carpet. She means that there are no comforts in life. Next question. Even though there have been obstacles in the way, what has the speaker done to continue her journey? Even though that she had faced a lot of problems, she kept going. She never lost hope. Which three pieces of advice does the speaker give the boy? The mother tells her son that life is not going to be a bed of roses. There are going to be thorns in it, and the thorns will help the boy in becoming a better person, a stronger person. Which sentence are repeated in the poem? The sentence that repeated in the poem is, I'll be climbing, I'll see still climbing, and for me life ain't been no crystal stair. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It has been repeated. She's telling her son that for her life has not been easy and she has been facing lots and lots of problems. Which line is the shortest? Why do you think the poet made this line so short? The shortest line is bare, but all the time. The poet is trying to tell us that life is going to be hard and difficult with tons of problems, but our success will come only when we face the problems and we become energetic and strong with the help of these problems. These questions are more difficult. Discuss them first. What is the mother's experience of life? The mother's experience of life is hard. She's had problems in her life and she has overcome these problems with the help of consistency. Why do you think she is telling her son about her life in this way? She is trying to inculcate in her son, tell her son that life is not going to be a bed of roses. It's going to be difficult, but we have to keep working and we never lose hope. Thinking about the words and phrases used in the poem, the imagery, what points in the woman's real life would these represent? For example, tacks and splinters might represent hardships of a particular kind. Which hardships? Go through the poem, find other images, and write what these may represent in real life. Now, these may represent her job difficulties, her difficulties at home, her difficulties in earning money, anything. Let's move on to the next page. This is page 4, working with words. Find all the non-standard words used in the poem, write them out along with their correct meaning and form. Don't forget to list all the words with an apostrophe. Write these sentences using standard and grammatically correct English. I was expecting a friend for dinner. I was expecting a friend for dinner. I've been waiting at the bus stop for 1 hour. I had been waiting at this bus stop. I have been waiting at this bus stop for 1 hour. I ain't going to the cinema tonight. I am not going to the cinema tonight. They've been kinder sleepy today. They have been kind of sleepy today. She stayed at home because she was ill. She stayed at home because she was ill. You ain't doing this at all if you find it's too difficult to do now. You are not going to do this at all. You will not be able to do this at all if you keep on finding it too difficult now. Learning about language, sentences. To put a thought into speech or writing, we use words. Words themselves are not enough to clearly show what the thought is about. For this, we need sentences. Now, here there is a definition of a sentence. A sentence is a complete thought put into words. The sentence can take different forms. These forms are statements, questions, commands, or exclamations. To convey a piece of information, we use a statement. For example, if children work hard, they will grow into bright adults. To find out about something, we use a question. For example, have you fed the animals? To tell someone to do something or not to do it, we use a command. For example, don't waste your time. To show excitement, we use an exclamation. For example, what a beautiful rose. Pick out the statements, questions, commands, and exclamations. The boards are torn up. This is the statement. Did you hear what I said? This is a question. Keep it safely in a trunk. This is a command. How fresh it is. This is an exclamation. It will change color into hours. A statement. Throw it away. A command. I burnt it yesterday. Statement. Have you burnt it yet? Question. Make questions from the sentences below. I will tell you. Question. Will I tell you? It had tacks in it. Did it have tacks in it? There were places with no carpet on the floor. Were there places with no carpet on the floor? He sat down on the grass. Where did he sit? She finds it hard. Does she find it hard? I am still working hard. Am I still working hard? Listening and speaking. Listen and say these words aloud. Hat, fat, mat, man, pan, can, bad, mad, fad, hate, fate, mate, main, pain, cane, bade, made, fade. Be careful, look in a dictionary. Learn the poem you have read by heart, recite it aloud, and try to say it better each time. Remember that it is being spoken by a mother to her son, and the mother wants to get across to the son that her life has been hard, but wishes to encourage him to make something of his life. Composition. Try to write your own poem in which you have someone, a brother, sister, or friend. You are giving some good advice. The poem can rhyme or not, as in the current selection. Use words you would normally use in your everyday speech. How will your poem be different from that of a father giving advice to his son or daughter, or a teacher giving advice to a pupil? Now this poem is basically known as a monologue. One person is speaking to a person and he or she is giving her views about life. So now our lesson is complete. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.